So good and just right.
And we're live.
All right.
Live. Let's do it live.
Are we live?
Doing it live.
Are we live?
Live and in charge.
Oh, wait, that's how that
large
goes.
and in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just whip this out.
What?
There we go. Get my sody pop. Got me a sody pop.
What kind of sody pop you drinking?
Today,
Uh-huh.
episode of Player One Podcast is brought to you by Mountain Dew Ice.
Mountain Dew Ice.
Why, it's lemon lime flavor soda with a splash of real juice.
How is that different from regular Mountain Dew?
So it's like Sunny D?
It is translucent, as you can see.
Okay. Oh,
It's,
Is that it? Like
Is that
Crystal
the only
Pepsi?
difference?
Yeah, I guess so.
Tastes the same?
I guess. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh.
Same retch-inducing taste?
I'm enjoying
Rich.
I'm enjoying some candy right now, so I
Hmm.
have a piece of hard candy.
So you can't really taste the
So I'm not gonna drink my soda while I'm having my hard candy.
Okay. That's good to know.
I'm keeping the pipes all lubed up for
Okay.
this episode.
Hello and welcome to episode 593 of the Player One Podcast for Tuesday, March 20th, 2018. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me from Canada is Mr. Greg Seward.
Where we still have Toys R Us?
Womp womp.
Wah, 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 wah. And joining me from the great state of Washington is Mr. Filthy Abald.
I didn't want to grow up. I'm just kidding. I was a Toys R Us kid.
Oh,
And then
God.
they took it all
So it's the-
away.
Was the problem that all the Toys R Us kids grew up? Is that the problem?
I don't
Problem. Well, what was it today? They blamed it on the Toys R Us kids growing up and then not having their own children.
Oh, really?
Ah.
Did you see? Did you see that? That there are fewer U.S. kids, I guess.
Oh, really?
I saw that in one article. Yeah, or one
Ah.
tweet that was going around.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, like, look at you. You've only had one. Both of you have only had one. You're not doing your part.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
saying.
It's clearly my fault.
You're
The
not
Toys
even
R Us.
approaching
And
the
mine.
average.
And not, I don't know, Bain Capital or anything like that.
No.
Right.
It has
The-
nothing.
I mean, the company that bought them and then saddled them with billions of dollars of debt.
Nothing to do with them.
Not at all.
Well, if you guys had had more kids, then
TJ.
they would have been able to handle that debt.
You
What's
should
that?
have been fucking more.
Wow.
That's what it comes down to.
This
Should
is a
have been.
family show. This
What
is
it
a
could-
family show.
Well,
CJ, the
problem
answer to
is-
that was like every night.
Every night,
The problem is it's not enough of a family show because there's not enough families.
5 times a week.
I have 3. So
Yeah. Well, three
I feel
ain't
like
going to
I've done
sustain
Yeah.
a multinational toy company, buddy.
I did my
No.
part. I don't know what else to tell you.
You know,
There's still yet Toys R Us still exists in Canada, so I feel like
yeah,
you're
that's true.
actually
You're doing
I feel
fine.
like your theory doesn't work.
Three is the magic number.
3 is the magic number.
I've heard that before.
Hmm.
You know, I was thinking about this whole Toys R Us thing this week
Yeah.
and how I mean it really is. It's the whole Bain Capital thing that
Yeah.
crippling the company with debt and ultimately destroying them. It's just not sustainable. And I was thinking,
Hmm.
you know, what would
Oh no.
what if
No.
someone
no,
was put in charge of Bain Capital?
Oh no.
no.
I think it might go a little something like this.
Uh-huh.
So everyone needs to get the Toys R Us because it's gonna go out of business.
Uh-huh.
No, it's
You don't want to grow up? You Toys R Us kid? There's a million Toys R Us that I can play with.
grow up, Mr. Wayne. Oh,
Yeah.
go on. There you go. Toys R Us is dead, and we're sad.
It's sad.
Us Americans,
sad.
us North
There you go.
American members of the United States of America are sad.
Yeah.
Out our neighbors to the north.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
continue.
to be fair, really, it's just that they haven't announced that they're done yet because there's talks about a buyout. But
Oh, really?
who knows?
Who's
Yeah.
A group of toy companies.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Interesting.
That
So
wouldn't be
the
bad.
toy companies will own the toy retailer?
We're through the looking glass.
God.
It's crazy.
Layers within layers.
That's
I love it.
crazy. I have many good memories of Toys R Us, including the time that I called them to see if they had Double Dragon for the NES.
Well,
They said no on the phone, but I had a hunch they were lying.
Oh
They
my
were
God.
lying to me.
and certainly it was a lie and not a mistake.
Yeah.
That's right.
Clearly-
No. The
clearly-
person on the phone, they wanted to keep all those precious Double Dragon cartridges for themselves.
Man, I don't know how
Not
many
nearly
times.
a mistake. No, whatever. I mean, what
Yeah.
it really was, it was, somebody worked the customer service desk getting minimum wage
Of course.
and not wanting to
Someone
go
just wanna
back
walk
to the
back
video
to
game
the-
cage
Yeah,
to
exactly.
see if they actually had it.
Yeah.
So I convinced my parents at the
Yeah.
time that it was worth driving out to the Toys R Us
Yeah.
just to see.
We need to conduct some field research, Mom.
Field research, because they weren't believable on the phone.
Right.
They said
Yeah.
they had no copies of Double Dragon.
I could hear the deception in their
mean,
voice.
That's right. That's
You can hear
call
someone in the
me
background
CJ,
yelling, "Get
the
him,
lie
Billy."
detector. That's what they call me. And so we went there and went to the video game section with all of the flip up
Of course, the
boxes and
classic.
tickets.
Classic, yeah.
And they had the Double Dragon box there and no tickets. So
Like
strike
Indiana
one.
Jones.
Strike
No,
one on me.
no ticket.
No ticket. So
Nazi out of a blimp.
instead,
Yeah.
went over to the video game cage.
Uh-huh.
Had a little knock on the
Dragon.
desk.
Double Dragon.
Got somebody to help me. Asked if they had Double Dragon. Indeed, they had some copies.
Wow. You knew.
I knew
Somehow.
it. A psychic link with the Toys R Us stock
You had that
computer.
Trade West sense.
Mm-hmm.
CJ's mutant power is he can detect the presence of a Trade West game wherever it may be. It's a skill that does not come in particularly handy these days.
Not in 2018,
But
no.
back in the mid to late 80s, he got so much use out of that power.
That's right.
Yeah.
What other games with Trade West? It was
They
did
published Battletoads.
which I did not
Battletoads.
own. No.
Okay, but you knew where every copy was at
I-
every moment of the day.
That is correct. That is correct. But and then I convinced my parents that we needed to purchase Double Dragon because this was a hard to find video game.
Was this before or after you owned the Master System Double Dragon?
This was before.
Nobody
Okay.
owned.
I did own the Master System Double Dragon. Yeah.
When you were a kid?
Yeah, and I think it was like a mail away offer if you
had
bought,
a Master System when you were a kid?
Yeah, CJ was more of a Sega kid than I was.
Wow.
I did have a
Weird,
Master
man.
System. Yeah, I one of my great shames
Was owning a Master
one of
System
the
when you were a
many.
kid?
is owning the Master System when I was a kid. No, was so I had Shinobi and Double Dragon and Phantasy Star and 3D Missile, whatever.
So you had all the games worth playing.
Missile Defense. Yeah, I had all the games worth playing. And the Master System was not as popular as the NES.
Of course.
So as you do in the late 80s, you have garage sales when you have an overabundance of things that you want to get rid of. So
That
we had
still
a garage
happens
sale.
today, CJ. just
I know,
so you
and our subdivision had like a garage sale
yeah, like a
weekend.
community garage. Yeah.
Yeah. So put the Master System out there with all of these games and the light gun and the 3D glasses.
Damn, son.
And
Wow.
we sold it for $10.
Oh, CJ.
I know. And I thought, oh boy, when
That sucker.
it was a father who bought it for his kids who apparently had talked to my mom and said, this is the video game system that everybody's playing, right? And I thought,
master salesperson.
boy, this guy's kids are going to be awful disappointed when they don't have Mario. But man, I wish I had that Master System now, because I had all the good games. I had all of them.
Does your Trade West sense still work? Can you? Oh no, because they didn't put out the Master System version of that game.
They did not. No.
Was that
that was
Sega.
Sega themselves put it out. Okay.
I mean, honestly, for the Master System, guess Sega 98% of the time you're right.
True. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like Activision a couple of times. That's about it.
Yeah.
That is it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
So anyway, that's one of my Toys R Us / Great Shame as a child stories.
I still remember going to the Portland Mall in Maine because that had Toys R Us. We didn't have one around here.
Yeah.
And just sort of my parents would go shopping because we were in the United States, and because of the exchange rate, you could get really good prices on stuff. And I spent half my time in that mall in the arcade and the other half staring at the video game wall, Toys R Us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Loved
it.
Loved that video game wall, and then the case, because they would have a separate aisle usually with the
systems. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just like stroll down that aisle and see
everything on display.
Everything on display, like
that was always so great.
The Rob robot, and
they actually had it's not just like the boxes.
No, they were out.
They actually had the system out, like set up in a fancy little display, so you could see what the system looked like. Yeah,
that was always so great. I mean, that was one of the things I loved. We've talked about this on the show before, but we had a store here called Consumers Distributing, which was all catalog shopping. But they had a store, and you go in, and it was the same thing. They always had like selected items in cases, and they weren't just in their packaging. You actually get to see them.
Yeah.
Which, you know, when you're a kid, like, where was I ever going to see a Master System?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
yeah,
I saw awesome.
I saw because they had Montgomery Ward in Chicago.
Monkey Wards.
Monkey Wards. Yeah, they had quite a few video game systems out in glass there, and that was, I think, the first place where I saw a Master System.
Okay.
I think, but yeah,
one for $10.
And then I sold my yeah. But that Toys R Us display was great because you'd see things like the Atari 800 computers and those camcorders that used audio tapes, and the Etch-a-Sketch that had like the LCD display. They had that behind glass too, so that
the high-tech Etch-a-Sketch,
the high-tech one, yeah, which I wanted. So
I do seem to remember that actually.
The one that could
animate. Yeah, that's right. It could animate. I forgot about that thing. Yeah, I always wanted that too, but
it was expensive.
Never got it.
It was super expensive.
Yeah.
But did it have the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier?
I believe it's called the USS Flag. First of all,
and you know where that would be?
The whole aisle.
That would be in the G.I. Joe aisle, but it would be like displayed up on top of the display aisle, like, so you could get as a kid, you could just look up and see like a good view of the deck of that aircraft carrier
and realize that you would never own that.
And realize, you'd never own it.
Nope.
Maybe you'd know like one kid in school whose parents were,
I even just think
to get that.
Think back to us growing up, because we didn't live in we lived in this house actually. It's not very big. And like that thing would have taken up the entirety of the floor space in my room.
That would have been like a dining room table.
Yeah.
You would have used that as a dining room table.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yep. Pretty great.
Yeah. But I remember taking like Saturday trips down to Toys R Us even before I was like super into video games, and getting like the plastic wrestlers or new He-Man toy, or the slime pit for the He-Man toys. I was big into He-Man.
Me too.
Back then.
My son found my battle damaged Skeletor in the basement the other day.
Oh, really?
Nice. Yeah. I loved the battle damage stuff.
Great. Yeah.
It's really just ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
Actually,
No.
I have the master. What was it called? What was this sword called?
The
He-Man
sword of
sword?
power, I believe.
Sword of
wasn't
power.
it?
yeah,
Or the power
Bag-
sword.
not the
Bag
sword
back
of
there
Omens.
somewhere
It's
with the-
different.
We need Paul Mattingly here. He can tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, when I would go to Toys R Us when I was a kid, if it wasn't the video game section, I was just hanging out in the Transformers and Lego aisles.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, it's such a childish pastimes.
That's right.
It's fun to look back on those times when I would buy nothing but Lego and Transformers and
Yeah.
think about how different life will be when I grow up.
Exactly.
When I'm working at a video game company and spending all my paycheck money on Legos and
Mr.
Transformers.
Nelson in the chat says he still has his Etch-a-Sketch Animator 2000.
Oh, was
what
that was the
thing
name of
called.
it, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Etch-a-Sketch Animator 2000.
I'm
Skeletor
jealous.
sword.
What's
jealous
that?
of that.
There's Skeletor sword.
Oh yeah, you got Skeletor's sword there.
That's nice.
The dark side of the sword of power.
Yeah, they combine.
Yep. We combine.
to
He-Man's
form-
sword was light gray.
Yep.
Love it.
And when the swords are combined, the bearer shall be known as the prettiest flower in all of Eternia.
That was the legend.
Yeah, from the mini comics that came with those toys. You got to refocus your camera, Greg.
It
Why
won't.
is that?
I don't know. It won't do that.
Because he was
It's back.
because he was holding his sword right up to the camera. and
yeah,
it-
it's better.
there you go.
Okay.
Much better.
There we go. I mean, as
Is
much
it-
as I like to look at you, the blurrier you are, Greg, the better you look.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
so there you go.
I pre-ordered my Dreamcast at Toys R Us,
Oh yeah,
and on 9/9/99,
99. Biggest day in entertainment history.
yeah, right. I drove to Toys R Us and picked it up.
Nice.
Yeah, the Toys R Us that was near the Sendai office.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We were still in Lombard at the time.
Yeah.
I think maybe.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Actually,
In 99, no, you weren't.
Maybe we had
'Cause
moved.
I started working at EGM
you were at Oak Brook at the time.
October of 99, and
Well, it was
Okay, it was still that same Toys
It
R
was
Us.
the same Toys R Us,
Yeah.
though. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the Lombard and Oak Brook offices were not that far apart from each other.
I lived in
True.
or in Lombard, but we were in Oak Brook.
Yeah, no, I bought most of my TurboGrafx collection from Toys R Us on clearance. When- Died out. I bought my top loading NES from Toys R Us for like $50 back
I
in
got
the
mine
day.
at KB.
Oh yeah,
Toys.
Well, wasn't that the price? $50?
was
At
it?
the end.
Yeah, that was
At the
really.
end, it was
I was
50.
pretty sure that was the MSRP rate from the start.
No,
Here's a
I don't think so.
for those watching on the YouTubes. There's a sealed copy of Paper Mario for the N64. I got that.
I
at
have-
Toys
love
R
that
Us.
game.
I have one of those too. It was on clearance.
Yes, it was.
We bought it at the same time.
Probably did. Yeah, it was like $5, maybe.
Yeah, it was super cheap. My Pikachu N64.
Ah, yes.
Toys R Us.
Hey, did you know?
What's that?
I got one of those. Sorry, go ahead.
I have my Pikachu N64 as well. Do you know those are worth money these days?
Really?
I got talking about that at work today. That particular system.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, it just happened to come up.
Yeah.
And my pal Justin, who works there, he was like, "Oh yeah, that's worth some money these days." So I looked it up on eBay. That's going for like $400 or $500.
What?
Well, I
Yes.
sold mine too early. I sold mine a
Because
couple
I'm
years
assuming
ago.
yours is unopened, CJ.
Unopened.
Unopened, yeah. I mean, I saw
Wow.
one.
Huh.
I saw one that had been. It was still in the package and everything, but because it came with a copy of Hey You Pikachu,
Yep.
as you'll recall.
Yep.
Mhm.
The one I saw on eBay, the game was not included. It didn't have the game or the microphone. It was just the system in its original
Oh.
box, and that
Huh.
went for like $500 or something.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah,
All right. I'm
So-
sitting on a gold mine.
yeah. There you go, man.
Could sell that and then get the
Yeah.
Pokemon Snap printer.
Oh, and you know what? Since we're talking Toys R Us, I'm going to plug this real quick.
Do it.
Points of articulation, folks. If you want to hear
Uh-huh.
more discussion about toys, if you want to hear me and my aforementioned pal Justin talking about toys, and specifically Toys R Us, check out the Points of Articulation podcast. You will be glad you did if you like hearing
nerds talk about toys.
Two middle-aged talking about Legos and Transformers, and I shouldn't even call them Legos because they're Lego bricks. That's the kind of crap you got to deal with at the Points of Articulation podcast.
That's the official title.
Yeah,
official name.
Yeah, you don't pluralize Legos.
You don't.
Legos. That is against brand rules. Yeah, they are Lego bricks. They are not Legos.
Okay.
So.
Well, so I tweeted.
That's our show for this week. Oh wait, what?
No, I tweeted.
Oh, there's more.
That Toys R Us was maybe closing all of its stores, and actually, the funny thing was, I scheduled that tweet on Monday or on Tuesday.
Wow, you are a social media god,
social media expert. Yes, so that it would fire off like during the day when I'm actually working and not tweeting about podcast stuff. And the funny thing was that went out, and then like immediately after was the report that they were closing all of the stores. Man. So kind of crazy, but I do have some fond TRU memories that I can read.
Oh, from listeners?
From listeners, yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Mr. Nelson, who says, I will never forget the aisle devoted to boxed Transformers on one side and pegs of G.I. Joe figures with boxed vehicles on the other. It was Hasbro heaven in the early to mid 80s.
Yes.
So true.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, when those stores became like half Babies R Us, just it lost something, right?
True.
Hacker Alias John
for all the Toys R Us kids that grew up and had kids.
Well, I guess so. Hacker Alias John Halian says, was the first place I played an N64, had Lilot Wars, started at Fox 64 for you guys running. Hogged the demo booth for about 5 levels before my poor suffering mother's patience ran out.
Nice.
I remember seeing, it was the first time I ever saw Star Wars Shadows of the Empire.
Oh, really?
Was a Toys R Us N64 demo unit. And there was a crowd.
Oh, of course.
Around it. It was awesome.
Hacker Alias Rambus Dunk says, picking out a Genesis and a bunch of games with my dad. Great day. Ended up working at one during college in 2000. That's when I got exposed to the whole toy collector underworld. And I remember that moving right along Muppet songs played on rotation a lot. Even in 2000, they were doing that?
What?
That's weird. Playing
Muppet song? Yeah, Muppet. It's timeless.
CJ, 2000 was a lot longer ago than you think it was.
You're right.
I'm not trying to be a jerk, but every now and then I do that too. It's like, wow, so it's just back in oh my god, that was almost 20 years ago.
To be fair to CJ, 2000 was a long way away from the release of the Muppet movie.
Yes, and that too.
Like 79 or something like that.
But I suppose in the year 2000,
a really different world than we have now.
Yeah.
In the year 2000, if you are a retail chain
2000
that has music on repeat, like off a cassette, you probably have like, a certain number of kids tracks there. It's not like you're listening to the radio. You have like a cassette a month that you're playing in the background.
Most likely.
Holy cow, did I call it or did I call it Muppet Movie 1979?
Wow.
I just impressed myself. I have no idea how I pulled that year out of my butt. But
I did not see that movie until either VHS or or it was some other format.
I certainly didn't see it in the theater, but
I didn't either.
I mean, we would have been like,
I was 4, yeah.
Yeah.
I was 2.
So, but I shot shortly thereafter.
Shortly thereafter?
Yeah.
Well, we also have a story here from Hacker Alias, the famous Paul. That is Paul Mattingly from Ice Cream Social.
Matt Mattingly's Ice Cream Social fame.
Indeed. He DM'd me this story. So,
Oh yeah.
So I'll read it now.
Okay. Do your best Paul impression.
I can't.
You can. You can. You can. He has a very distinctive voice. You can do it.
You do it then.
Okay.
I remember working at Toys R Us.
I like it. Keep going. Keep going.
I don't have it. I don't have it in front of me. So
okay, well I'll read it.
I would do the whole thing as Sam Raymond, but I don't have it in front of me.
I'm sure you would.
Yes.
He says, I moved to Burbank, California briefly in 2000, and just as briefly worked at the Burbank Toys R Us for a few weeks. I was able to work in the R zone with all the video games.
Nice.
My best memory was helping a mother and her son find the right Game Boy Color and some good games. My worst memory has to do with the board game wall. This is a thing they've done away with in recent years, but for a while, one huge wall of the store was nothing but board games, floor to ceiling. It was an impressive sight as a kid, and I remember it being behind me when I would be using the old flip card video game browsing display at my Kentucky Toys R Us. One day, it was decided that the wall was to be reorganized completely. This meant taking down all the games and adding new ones and then reassembling them all. I was roped into this project, and we started in earnest around 9 p.m. as the store closed. As we moved hundreds and hundreds of Candylands, Monopolies, Saris, and Crossfires, we tried to reassemble the new wall with extra product going by the guide sent from corporate. We soon discovered there simply was not enough room on the wall for all the games to be displayed. This was around 1 a.m.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yikes. Games were being tossed wildly across the aisle in a frantic effort to finish this doomed project. A copy of Scrabble whizzed by my head, inches from knocking me out. Another associate cried out, "Careful, you almost killed Paul." I responded, "Death would be a welcome release." I finally escaped around 3 a.m. I quit the next day. Toys R Us is dead. Long live Toys R Us.
I
love that story.
I believe you get a triple word score if you knock out the new guy with your copy of Scrabble.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
So I guess now we have to deal with the toy section at Target and Walmart and all that
stuff.
So
Amazon.
Or Amazon, but then you can't see the toys. You gotta have,
Amazon kind of sucks for buying toys, though.
I agree. They have too many like third-party sellers that'll try to sell you like.
Oh my God, you guys! You have a problem with third-party sellers for Canada?
Well, no, I don't have to. I'm not going to Canada. Well, I might go to Canada. You still have Toys R Us.
Yeah. Well, we hope.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about happier things.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of Sega news this week. I don't know how this happened. This was like
Sega's doing a thing at South by Southwest. They had like a little presentation or something.
Well, for Sonic the Hedgehog, yeah.
Yeah.
But we also found out that they are doing a Sega Genesis Classics collection.
Oh yeah, that's true.
For a PS4, Xbox One, and I guess PC as well, and it features over 50 classic games and enhanced features like rewind, mirror mode, and visual filters.
Oh, I didn't know the rewind thing was a thing.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No Switch announcement.
Yeah, who cares about that? So we that's the most, I think that's the most games they've had in a collection. Strangely enough, though, no Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, no Sonic 3 of any kind on
no
that
Sonic
collection.
3. Weird.
Yeah,
how do you have those games?
It's got Sonic. It's got Sonic 2. It's got Sonic Spinball, if you want like the worst pinball game ever made.
The 3D Blast as well.
It's got 3D Blast if you want garbage. But it has no Sonic 3 and it has no Sonic and Knuckles.
It's really strange.
Yeah.
So it's basically it looks like the interface is going to be the same as the Steam collection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is I think I saw a flash of it where it's like it's a 3D rendition of what's supposed to be somebody's room in the 90s, somebody's bedroom in the 90s, and like the games are on a shelf.
Oh yeah.
You access them that way, although I don't know, they'd have to change that a little bit. So hearing that, I really hope the emulation is better than the emulation in the Steam collection.
Oh, is the Steam collection not that great?
No, not really.
That's too bad.
Not really.
It's probably the same.
Yeah, that's what makes me worry.
It's probably the same.
Oh no, I pretty much assume that it's going to be the same. I can't wait. I would love to hear that it's not, but I kind of assume that it will be. But I mean, hey, another chance for people to experience Genesis games, and it's I like that it's happening now, just because we're in the middle of the Wii Virtual Console going away in the next year.
True.
And I mean, I shouldn't, and saying that makes it sound like we have a lot of time, but actually, as of the 27th of this month, you won't be able to buy points to spend on the Wii Virtual Console anymore.
That's correct. Yeah.
So really, it's going away in a week.
Right.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So, and there was a lot of Genesis games on that. That's one of the, it's funny. The My Life in Gaming guys did a video about, here are the games you need to buy before this thing goes dead. Right. And they went through all the cons. The only thing they didn't touch was Commodore 64, because that actually all got delisted. But
did it really?
They got a real thing going with the Virtual Console. It really made me. It was a cool video, it was about an hour long, and it really made me sad because they had a nice breadth of systems on that thing.
That's true. Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah, it's the collection looks good, but I really want to hear how the emulation is before I get too excited about it.
Yeah. Do we know who's developing?
No.
Do not know. I mean, sure.
Well, and the interesting thing about this was that the website Sega Nerds posted it. It's like, this is up on Sega's press site, but there's no press release for it. Like, there's just this video, and they tweeted about it, and then Sega had to basically confirm that it was an error and there were assets made available prior to the date they wanted to announce. So
interesting.
Yeah. I think they're working with YouTubers to promote it as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like 2 or 3 YouTubers.
Okay.
Well, it's coming out on May 29th.
Yeah.
Greg?
Yes.
They're called influencers.
Sorry.
Get it right.
Welcome to the 21st century, Greg.
Also,
they're influencing the young.
Coming this summer, Sonic Mania Plus, which is going to get a physical release, and it's also got some new characters like Roy and Mighty.
Well, first of all, it's Ray and
Mighty.
Flying Squirrel,
which
are Mighty, the armadillo,
which are out of the Sega Sonic Arcade game.
I should probably click
seldom seen
to the news stories
seldom
that we're talking about.
Sega Sonic the Arcade game, which is a trackball driven platformer.
I think use the same hardware as Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Oh, does it?
I think so.
It's the same player. Three player simultaneous game, right?
I think so.
Yes,
honestly, I've never played it.
I played it.
3/4 perspective game. Yeah, played it at was it maybe the first CES?
Consumer Electronics Show,
or not CES, but first E3. I meant, but it wasn't. I guess it probably wasn't.
It was at CES also.
Yeah, that's right. That's
where I played it first.
Yeah.
The chat is talking about how the Generation 16 guy should look at that collection early. I agree. Start sending tweets to Sega.
That's right.
I'd happily review it and up against the previous collections.
If only Ethan was still a PR guy. There, you could.
Yeah, GDC next week. Who knows?
Oh, so yeah, that's true.
Sonic Mania Plus has Mighty and Ray, an all new encore mode. Who knows what that?
I think the idea is that you can play with those characters. Isn't that what the encore mode is? That's how I read it.
Anyway, it's going to have a 4-player competition mode, and it comes in deluxe packaging.
Yep,
with a holographic slip cover, reversible Genesis Mega Drive sleeve, and a
32-page I'll buy it.
Sonic Mania art book.
Yep,
I feel there's so much self-loathing because I am going to buy this.
And so am I.
It just came out last year, and I bought the special edition last year.
I'm going to buy it as well.
Yeah.
Well, the special edition didn't come with the game. Didn't come with the physical copy. Of the game.
Exactly. I want to have the physical copy.
Oh, yeah, and
I'll probably end up buying it for Switch because I already have a PlayStation 4. So.
Oh, all right.
And hey, Hacker alias Chris Volak, there were 2 Sonic arcade games. There was the Sega Sonic arcade game, and there was Sonic the Fighters.
Well, yeah,
Fighters,
Sonic
yeah.
the Fighters, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just, doesn't sound like people know that, but yeah, there were 2 Sonic arcade games.
Yeah. Although, did either of them get much of a wide release?
I mean, no.
Sega Sonic certainly did not.
No, I played Sonic the Fighters at GameWorks.
Yeah,
That
so
would
did
make
I.
sense. That was Sega's
Yeah.
company. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played. Yeah,
I remember Sonic the Fighters was included on one of the Sonic collections back in the PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube era.
that's right. It, Sonic Gems collection. Yeah. Sonic the Fighters is basically it's like the Virtual Fighter engine.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
VF Kids.
It's the VF Kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're also doing a Sonic Mania Adventures collection of shorts on YouTube that are animated in the style of the Sonic Mania intro movie,
which is really nice animation. So,
indeed,
hooray!
Awesome.
Yes, and Sega has teased a new Sonic racing game.
Yes,
it's not a sequel.
It's not a sequel.
It sure looks like it's going to be Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed,
right?
Something,
but maybe not with other Sega properties. They say it's not a sequel. So what does that even mean?
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what it is.
What was interesting too was the little teaser video they showed for it. At the end, you see kind of a silhouette of the game's logo, and you can make out the word racing at the bottom, again, all in silhouette, but the R is lit up, and it looks like the R from the Sonic R game that came out on Saturn.
Yep. Which the only weird thing about that is that they're showing they show flashes of what are clearly 3 different cars, and Sonic R, only Amy was driving a car.
That's right, because everyone was running.
Everyone else was running because Sonic's fast. However,
yes,
again, there's Sonic Drift, and there's Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing.
Yes.
So, yeah. I don't know. I'll be honest, I kind of hope that if they do a themed race, like a kart style racing game again, they don't just stick to Sonic, because it was so effective for them to cover all their like a bunch of their franchises.
Oh yeah.
Also Transformed.
Do you remember Wreck-It Ralph was in that game?
Yep.
That was weird, right?
Really?
Yeah. He was in the game.
Wreck-It Ralph was in.
Was he in every version, or was he only in? Like, was that one of those things where it's like, if you have the Xbox, you have this character, and if you have the Wii U,
all of them.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But did you see the shoes that are coming out?
No.
This was announced at South by Southwest. Puma, shoe manufacturer Puma, is teaming up with Sonic. If you go to the Sonic Twitter account, there's a little teaser video for them, but they're bringing out some Puma Cross Sega RS0 Sonic sneakers coming June of this year. They don't actually show the shoes in the video. There's like, you see the shoe, but it's kind of pixely blurred out.
That's a great teaser.
But it looks. I mean, even just watching the little pixely the shoes, it's like mostly blue. But the bottom of the shoes they got the white with the little red at the bottom, and there's a little splash of yellow and green. So it's like they look gaudy as all get out, but I
wonder how limited it'll be.
If they're going to be limited, like some of those limited edition Nikes and things like that, I'm certainly not going to get them. But if they're pretty widely available, I will likely pick up a pair.
I'm sure they won't have them in my size. So I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's what you get for being gigantic.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know what they say about the size of a man's feet, CJ?
Can't find any shoes in stores anymore.
That's exactly it.
Say,
can't buy off the rack. That's what
can't buy your Sonic shoes.
Damn it. Damn it.
Yeah, so surprise, like right at the end of this week is like suddenly it was a big Sonic news week.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Sure.
There you go. Zelda's biggest Hacker is Zelda's biggest fan in the chat saying Sonic for Mario Kart 9 confirmed.
Oh, there it is.
That would be a nice thing.
There it is.
I'd be happy.
I'd be all about that.
Yeah.
Sonic fans rejoice.
Yes. Also, Tomb Raider fans rejoice because we got a teaser trailer for Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Ah.
I hear the movie's terrible.
I haven't heard anything about the movie.
It's the greatest film of this generation. It's my latest Hollywood blockbuster.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider coming out on September 14th for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
All right.
Love it.
And we're getting more information because this is a teaser of a teaser on April 27th.
Okay.
You can look forward
no
to that.
console exclusivity this time.
No, I think that will benefit the game greatly.
Probably. Probably.
Everybody.
When's it come out again?
September 14th.
September 14th. You know what? I'm gonna guess that'll be around the same time as the new movie hits
DVD.
Yeah. Or Blu-ray, of course.
Blu-ray, or
VHS.
digital.
Yeah.
When is it coming out on VHS? That's what I want to know.
I'm waiting for video CD so I can watch it on my
VCD Laserdisc. Yeah, that's
watch my VCD on my CDI.
I'm gonna watch my Laserdisc on my Laser Active.
Oh man.
So Microsoft,
yes,
is apparently prepping a really big show for E3.
That was awful.
You don't like it?
That was the worst David Letterman I've ever heard.
The Microsoft Theater over at LA Live. What?
Want to buy a monkey? Yeah. You're one of those fancy lads, aren't you? Huh? Did you ever see the movie Cabin Boy?
No.
Well,
that's your first mistake.
No, I have not.
First mistake is not seeing the Chris Elliott comedy classic Cabin Boy, which features a stunning cameo by David Letterman himself.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So Microsoft is basically focusing their E3 presence at the Microsoft Theater at LA Live, and they are going to have hands-on gameplay and all that stuff for E3 attendees and more. I don't know what that means. And then actually on the show floor at E3, they're going to focus more on Mixer.
Ugh.
So
back that up. So they're going to focus on Mixer where in their press conference?
No, actually at the show floor at the LA Convention Center.
Weird.
That is a little weird, I gotta say. But
you know what though?
They are not the first ones to have like an offsite thing. EA for I don't know how many years, at least 2 now, has had completely separate showing off of the show floor at the LA Convention.
What was the other company? Gamecock? Was that the?
Excuse me?
Do you remember that company?
Yes.
Yeah, they used to do that all the time.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they would have like a truck outside or something.
Devolver still does that.
Devolver still does that. Yeah,
really.
Yeah, I don't think the E3 folks necessarily like that. At least in terms of Devolver, but it was the whole thing last year. But Microsoft is going to have their sort of games. They're going to have Fan Fest, and their press conference is going to be held at the Microsoft Theater. It's going to be sort of off-site. But it's not far from the LA Convention Center at all. It's like a block away.
Okay.
So
groovy.
Pretty cool.
I mean, Microsoft has to do something different.
They say that it's their biggest E3 show ever.
Well, there you go.
So
we'll actually started talking to me and freaked me right out.
We shall see. What is going on?
I have these headphones on and it's like midnight here, and Alexa just started talking to me. I really thought I said her name.
Oh boy.
And it freaked me out because I heard a woman's voice. I'm like, whoa. Clearly there's no women here.
Let's hope Crackdown is in that E3 showing. But anyway.
Always hope.
this week, Sea of Thieves coming out for the Xbox.
Right. Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm going to be at GDC, so I won't be able to play it for.
But I'll be there too. At
5
least
days.
we can hang out with each other.
Yeah, that's true. We can play Switch.
If only it was available on Switch, you would have the portability factor in play. It seems that Sea of Thieves is ideally suited for the Switch.
That's right. Well, if the Microsoft booth has Sea of Thieves over there, I'm going to be
let them know.
playing it at their kiosks.
Ask them when it's coming to Switch.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I think the answer is never.
When is this game coming to Switch? I mean, it's a Rare game, right?
Yeah.
Rare has a strong relationship with Nintendo, right?
Yeah, sure.
Not anymore.
Donkey Kong games and stuff.
But Sea of Thieves is gonna be one of them good time games. And if you don't have an Xbox, don't have an Xbox One X, for a limited time, Microsoft is giving away copies of Sea of Thieves with the Xbox One X purchase. It's like a really limited time. It's like the 18th through the 24th.
It's 1 hour.
There's a 3-hour window. Anything below this shelf, but above this shelf, in right to the left of these, but just to the right of right. There you go. Anytime you purchase it within that window right there, there's your Sea of Thieves.
That's right.
Perfect.
But we do have a dedicated channel to Sea of Thieves on our Discord. The link to that is on our Twitter profile. So if you are at all interested in playing Sea of Thieves or like meeting up with other listeners to play Sea of Thieves, you can do that on Discord or on our forum, of course.
And if you'd like to subscribe to the Player One podcast, you can do so. PlayerOnePodcast.com.
It's not time for that yet.
My God, wait, what? You're throwing me off. What happened?
Not time for that yet. You know what it is time for?
Tweedly-dee-dee-dee.
Nope. Nope.
I don't, Chris. I don't know.
It's what you've been playing time.
What have you been playing?
Greg.
Oh my God.
What do you got for us? What have you been playing?
Oh, are we not talking about Ninja and Drake?
Do you want to talk about that?
I don't know. Drake, I understand, is a music performer of some note
from Canada.
Yeah.
And Ninja, I learned
one of those
Ninja.
Influencers that you have heard so much about.
I've never heard of Ninja until like 2 days ago, and only because he knows Drake
and was playing Fortnite with Drake.
He plays Fortnite
on Twitch, and they broke the viewership record.
Well, congratulations, Ninja and Drake.
Yeah.
I don't understand the world anymore.
I just got old.
Well, I think that's what it is. Epic is also hosting a celebrity-focused Fortnite Pro-Am during E3.
Who in the see? This is how old and out of touch I am. In the sentence, streamer Ninja and rapper Drake shatter Twitch viewership record with Fortnite stream. First of all, those words make no sense to me. Second of all,
English.
I mean, I understand them individually. But when you put them in that order, that's a sentence that means
I don't know.
Nothing to me.
I just assume that that's a really good streamer.
Yeah,
it's
stealthy.
As like see, to me, streamers, you hang from your ceilings during a party.
No, that you're being extra old. But I mean,
well, I am extra old.
Drake should mean something to you. He's a Degrassi character.
Who's this? I'm not Canadian. I don't know what a Degrassi is.
You know Degrassi.
And in that sentence, though, who's the celebrity? Is Ninja the celebrity or is Drake the celebrity?
Sadly, yes.
They're both. I guess they both are, right?
Both, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My gosh.
One for playing games and one for talent.
Good.
I don't know Ninja at all. That's really mean. I shouldn't say that.
You don't know that. Hey, you know what? At least as far as I know, Ninja's not going to foreign countries and being really, really racist.
You talking about the president again?
Or desecrating dead bodies.
Or
I don't even know who
mocking PUBG players based on their country of origin.
Wait, what is
I
this?
still don't know what we're talking about.
There was some YouTube. There was some dude on YouTube, Greg, who went to Japan and was like,
oh right,
really racist, and then he went into
that
that suicide forest and was like,
yeah,
laughing at dead bodies and stuff like that.
Yes, right. I forget his name.
This is what he's an influencer.
He's one of the. They're two brothers. He's one of the two.
Yes,
two brothers.
And he's not PewDiePie.
Jake Paul.
And
Jake
he's
Paul?
not. What's it?
Jake Paul.
What's his name?
Jake
Paul. Jake Paul.
That's what the chat's telling us.
Okay, Jake Paul. Okay. All I know him as is the Suicide Forest guy.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought you were just gonna say douchebag, but
well, I mean, there's that too. That's kind of implied.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what are we playing? What are you playing, Greg?
What? Oh yeah, right. What am I playing?
Yeah. Are you playing Fortnite with Ninja?
You know, I started playing again this week.
What?
Lego Dimensions.
Hey, like you said you would.
I bought a bunch of those packs just
a man of your word.
Kind of, they're kind of all wrapping up, and
right.
I realized that it's like, wow, I have a lot of these packs just kind of sitting here. So I fired it up and built my David Hasselhoff / kit.
Oh, very nice.
Kit, which was great. Kit was a great little
Lego Dimensions is kind of like Ready Player One, the game.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it.
And then so I also had the mission pack or whatever they were called. What were those called?
The ones with the levels?
Level packs, yes.
The level packs.
Yes. I'm just looking at I have the Simpsons box right here.
Oh yeah. There it is.
Midway. I had the Midway box.
Yes.
Midway level pack.
The Midway level pack.
It's pretty cool. So I put that together. The gamer character's interesting.
He's just a dude.
He just has he switches shirts. That's his power.
Yeah.
Switches shirts. Each colored shirt gives him a different power, like invincibility or invisibility or super speed.
That character is actually really good in the game.
Yeah, because he has the powers of like 4 or 5 different characters.
Yeah, he can do just about anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then he just drinks his energy drink and he has that power. Yeah. And it was kind of a neat little. It was a short level, and you're in an arcade where evil spirits, I don't know. No, that's Ghostbusters. Have taken over different various arcade games, and really the whole point is you work your way through each room and play classic Midway games like Defender and Gauntlet and and you have to play them.
Joust? Do you play Joust?
You have to play Joust.
See? Joust was a very major plot point in the Ready Player One book.
There you go.
Which is terrible. But Lego.
By the way, the guy's name was Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Oh, right.
But yeah, so you just go into a room.
Jake Paul the brother, maybe?
Yeah, I think it is. You go into a room and there'd be some kind of themed puzzle that you had to do, and then you would play like the associated games. So like, you'd have to destroy one of the characters from Robotron 2084, and then you actually had to play Robotron 2084. And when you're playing the games within this level, they're actually basically achievements that you have to unlock within the games. And they would tell you to basically you have to unlock like the easiest achievement to unlock the elevator to the final level where you play Rampage, play the first level of Rampage. So it was short and it was fun. Really enjoyed it. Love that game, of course. Love to see, throwing in these classic Midway games. I think that was a brilliant move by Warner Brothers to, I mean, they own all that stuff. So
yeah.
And apparently there's a Lego World version of Paperboy that you can unlock if you do a few special things in that level.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna have to go back and do that. But yeah, first time I played it in a year. It's been a year since I played Lego Dimensions. Still love it, man.
Yeah, it's a fun little game.
Yeah, I'm not not a Toys to Life guy too much, but Lego Dimensions, they did it right, and it's so I still say it's such a shame that that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, it got a real solid 2 years out of that.
Oh yeah, I mean the amount of kits that came out for it was crazy.
There's a lot that came out. Yeah, so
I mean, I still have it's still in the box right now. I still have the Sonic level pack.
Oh,
yeah. The Mission Impossible level pack. I'm kind of holding on to Sonic till the end.
Right.
And then I have the Ghostbusters because they also released basically new versions of the game.
Right.
Yeah. For the new Ghostbusters movie. was it Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah.
And there's one other one.
The Lego Batman movie.
Lego Batman movie. So
Yeah.
I have all those ones sitting there
Nice.
ready to play.
Did you get the final wave of stuff?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't go after Adventure Time because I'm not a big Adventure Time fan anyway.
Right.
I wish I'd done. I wish I'd grabbed the Teen Titans.
Well, I mean, they're still available. Certainly,
They're hard to find around here, but I am
Are
going
they
to
really?
see if I can find because were there 2 sets?
Yeah, Teen Titans. Yeah, there were 2 sets. I'm trying. I don't think there was a new level. I think it's just like
No, it wasn't. They were just character packs.
Yeah, because yeah, this is like there's a Starfire,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a pack I think with Beast Boy and Raven.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And their vehicles.
So I'd
And
like
then
to grab them.
There's the Beetlejuice pack as well.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
wouldn't mind having that.
No.
Yeah. So
And then,
no, I didn't get the final wave. I should have, and I
Okay.
didn't. But it was kind
Yeah.
of like I was sitting on the previous wave, and I hadn't
Right.
really done anything with it.
Yeah. Well, if
So-
you look around, you can probably get them on the cheap these days.
Yeah.
Probably true.
Yeah. So that was really. I didn't play a lot of games this week, but that and I'm playing some more Fire Emblem
Heroes.
Musa, whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yes,
Warriors.
So Warriors.
Warriors.
There you go.
That's right.
I really don't know what's going on half the time in that game.
You don't have to, though.
Yeah, I kind of have just accepted that, and I'm just running around and slashing anything I can.
Yeah.
That's-
You just
welcome
look
to
on the
Musu.
map where there happens to be a little flashing point. Go there
Yeah.
and kill the
Cool stuff.
enemies.
That's Musa.
Sure is
Mhm.
pretty though. That's it. That's all I've been playing this week.
Nice.
Alrighty, Phil.
Yes.
What do you got for us?
Well, I was playing some more Flint Hook. Remember last week I mentioned I bought Flint Hook on the
Yes.
Swatch.
Uh-huh.
Sounds familiar.
I've been playing that. That is a really fun game. Did you play any more of that?
I haven't played. I didn't play any more yet.
Okay.
But I want to. I'll probably play some on the plane.
It's a tough game. You gotta like to clear a level. You have to go through a few different maps
Yeah.
and collect enough items to get to kind of the final bounty character that you're going after. So it's a little tough to get all the requirements to actually progress in that game. But again, it's set up like a roguelike. So you're when you fail, you start over more powerful than you were before. So
Is the map the same?
no,
You die and
I don't believe so. No, I'm pretty sure
No?
they're. I don't think so. Don't quote me on that.
okay.
Don't quote me on that. I mean, the stages aren't super huge
Sure.
that you go through, but I'm pretty sure they're randomly generated.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I've been playing some of that, and I just got the Kirby.
Oh,
I
did
picked
you?
this up
Just
too.
got the Kirby.
I
Do
forgot
you
I
like?
pre-ordered it, so mine's on the way.
That's pretty nice.
But not in time for me to play it on the plane, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a
Dope.
bummer.
Hmm.
Yep, got the Star Allies for the Switch.
Yes.
I do enjoy the Kirby games, even though they are, they're simple. They're simple games. They're easy.
Sure.
games.
You playing this one with Finn?
Who?
Your son.
Oh, that guy.
You sold him off with your video game collection.
Well, he climbed into one of the boxes,
What are you gonna do?
and by the time I saw the picture of him up on Twitter with the Pink Gorilla account,
Mm-hmm.
what more could I do? I can't really
Nothing.
go back on my trade.
Mm.
But you know what? It was funny because I was playing it, and he was watching me play.
That is funny.
And right,
Yeah.
right.
I can't stop laughing.
That's we're a comedy podcast, right?
Are we?
That's with gutbusters like
Borderline.
that. How could we not be?
True.
The funny part, CJ, if you'd let me poop and finish. I probably popped the mic real bad right there when I said pooping.
You probably
Sorry.
did.
I'm sorry. It's gonna come back and bite you in the butt during editing. I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
Pooping on my mic.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
The doodle.
All
So I
right.
was.
Have we gotten into what?
I'm playing Kirby.
Okay.
I'm playing Kirby, and I played through the first couple stages, Yeah, it's a Kirby game. It's good.
Yes.
It's good. It looks real pretty.
It really does too.
It's a really pretty looking game. Yeah, it's really nice. But I finish the second level, and then I turn to Finn, who's watching me, and I'm like, "Hey, what do you think, Finn? You like this game? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it." As I was like, "So you want to play? We can. You want to try playing it? You can play with me. You can play by yourself." He was like, "No, I don't want to." I was like, "Why not? Looks fun, right? Yeah." But he
He's like, this is a baby game.
Yeah.
When's Dark Souls hitting the Switch, Daddy?
Yeah. Get good.
I want to get that amiibo.
Mm-hmm.
No, he told me, he confessed that he was worried that it would be too hard for him.
Huh. Okay.
And so I laughed.
Right. As you should. Parenting 101.
Yeah, that's the first thing you do.
And it was like a really loud, empty, sarcastic
mocking. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, I was like, no, trust me, this game it's actually pretty easy. The Kirby games are made for younger players. I'm explaining this to him. I go into like the sales numbers and stuff, and market research shows that the average age of a Kirby fan is, but he's not listening to any of it. But I was just like, you play Skylanders, you're good at Skylanders. You should totally try Kirby here. I think he'd really like it, but he was a little too nervous about it. So I think I'll have to ease him into playing a different game. Yeah, he's kind of gotten. I think he's convinced himself that Skylanders is like his game.
Well, he could do what my daughter does.
What's that?
We played some Star Allies tonight.
Yeah,
and she just avoids all the enemies.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Or
makes it easy.
Presses the button where it auto plays accidentally.
Oh, does it has an autoplay thing?
It does. Yeah, you can. I think it's the Y button. If you hold it down, your character will start autoplaying. So
that's weird.
It's
it's a good feature for little kids, certainly.
Absolutely, yeah.
But so let me ask you this: you've been playing it some.
I played the first world, so I'm on the second world now.
Oh yeah. So when you say like the first world, like you went and fought the boss and.
Yes.
Okay. World. I'm just trying to get our terminology straight. Worlds made up of multiple stages.
That's correct. Yes.
So you finished the first world. I'm just on like the third stage so
okay.
far. So so the gimmick of this Kirby game. Kirby games, I mean, they always have the inhaling stealing powers gimmick.
Yes.
But usually they have an added gimmick on top of that just to kind of differentiate the games. And the gimmick of this game is that you can befriend enemies, the ones who have powers that they would give up if swallowed, but you could, instead of consuming them, you can throw a heart at them, which will make them your friend.
Throw love at them.
Exactly.
Yeah, like a Care Bear.
Sure. Care Bear stare.
A bunch of weirdos.
So I was gonna say, really, we stopped in our tracks because of that.
Okay, how'd that happen?
So, and then your newly found friend will then follow behind you like an AI computer player and attack the enemies for you. And then you can start doing stuff like if you get like a dude with a sword and a fire dude, you can trigger a little special move where the fire dude
combine.
Yeah, you're literally describing the demo that's been out for 2 weeks here.
Yes, we're aware.
Yeah, I know, but we haven't talked about it on the show.
Only twice before.
Twice, but go ahead.
Anyone listen to the show?
I know you don't listen to the show after the fact, but do you listen to the show while you're on it?
What are we talking about, Phil? Why do you want to?
What?
Yeah, the gimmick. Okay.
What? Yes,
I get it.
So,
what about it?
So what?
Are you saying that the game plays itself and that it's so easy?
What I'm saying is that you can have up to 3 friends following you.
Yes.
3 AI friends following you at any time, and
kind of like
the
this
action.
show. Mm-hmm.
Friends. That's generous.
Okay.
But the action gets a little frantic when you have your player, your Kirby character, and then 3 AI characters kind of running around attacking and doing their own thing.
True.
So the action gets a little like I found myself kind of losing track of Kirby as I was playing.
Yeah. I did too. Yeah.
I'm like I don't know, you know, when you were playing with your daughter, is it any better? Listen to this guy. What an ass. Is it any better playing with your kid?
No. You still lose sight.
Okay. That's my
the difference is that they also lose sight of their character.
Yeah.
So you both don't know where you are.
I guess that makes sense. I was confused.
Yeah.
But no, but I'm still I'm enjoying it though.
Yeah, it seems like a fun game.
Yeah, it's a Kirby game. Kirby games are fun.
I agree.
Yeah. There you go. That's what I've been playing.
Alrighty.
What about you, Christopher?
Well, I've been playing Kirby Star Allies.
Please don't talk about Kirby anymore. What else you got?
I've also been playing a new game. It's out on early access on Steam, and it's a game preview game on the Xbox One, and it's called The Darwin Project, and it is a battle royale style.
Oh God,
game. That's right. But it's a game show aesthetic, and all of the players are convicts, and they are playing in this game show, and it's a 10-player game, not 100.
The Running Man,
exactly like the Running Man, and there are sort of like 10 sectors, and you're each dropped in a sector at the beginning of the game, and you also one player, an 11th player, acts as the show director.
Okay,
and they can do things like nuke an entire area,
yes,
or like give a particular player a invincibility power up if they're watching, and like 2 players are really having a heated battle. They can help or hurt, and it's a really interesting mechanic, and I've only played it a little bit, but I've been watching streams of it, and it is super interesting to watch because it's also got a crafting mechanic in there as well. So you have to craft materials, and the place where this game is taking place is like a frozen tundra, and Canada. Yeah. And as you're playing, you're also freezing, and you have a little warmth meter that's going down, and you have to like craft a fire to warm yourself back up. But other players can see the location of the fire.
Yeah.
And there's just like a whole lot of mechanics at play here. It's a really interesting take on Battle Royale. It's only 10 players, so the games are fairly quick. And it's on game preview on Xbox, which means you can play it for 2 hours for free. It's got a trial. It's only $15 anyway on Steam Early Access. And if anything that I've said sounds interesting, you should find some videos of it and check it out, because it's pretty cool.
Immediately sounds far more interesting to me than PUBG or Fortnite.
It does have a cartoony look, very similar to Fortnite.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty unique game.
I check out some videos.
I really like that Battle Royale, quote unquote, is getting like a lot of like gameplay mechanics introduced into it that are like varying the genre. It's not just exactly copying PUBG or exactly copying Fortnite. And
so how far are we from someone just, buying the license to Battle Royale?
Yeah, really.
I don't think you can do that, right? I mean, it's like deathmatch back in the Doom days.
Right?
But
great movie, by the way.
There's some interesting stuff being done in the genre, and I only hope to see it continue to evolve.
No.
Anyway, I think it's time for tweets.
Tweedly diddly day. Tweedly diddly day tweet. Tweet.
There you go.
Okay.
All right then. Hacker alias Z Miller 1902 says, so the 3DS is coming to the end of its long life. I think that's
Really?
wrong. Considering we just had
I'm pretty sure I saw there was a 2019 release scheduled, so
I think so.
we're already false pretense here.
True. He says, what will you remember most fondly? For me, it's the Sega 3D Classics, which let me experience so many impressive games that I'd never played.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I have. I think probably for me, one of the fondest memories I'm going to have of that system when it does finally die is that we finally got a sequel to Luigi's Mansion, and it was really good.
It was.
Yes,
indeed, it was.
And not only that, but we got a sequel to A Link to the Past.
Oh,
that was also extremely good.
A wonderful game.
Yeah,
like those two games, Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon, and Link Between Worlds are my favorite games on the 3DS, and they are so good.
Yeah, really, really good. I will remember all the fantastic Pokemon titles available now in stores. You know what I had a ton of fun with was 3D Land, Mario 3D Land.
Yes,
that's right up there. That's a top 5 game.
Beautiful game. Well, yeah, one of the best on the systems. And you know what? Even Mario Kart 7.
Yeah,
which
that's one I'm not.
Really good game.
I wasn't crazy about that one.
Really, I loved Mario Kart 7.
Yeah,
I really, really had a blast with that. I mean, I'd have to go back and kind of revisit some of these titles, but up until 8 came out, I think 7 was my favorite in the series.
Really?
I think so. I mean, 7 I really enjoyed.
Okay.
So,
but man, 8 is so good now.
Well, 8 is so good. I mean, come on. Let's not even
unbelievable.
Not even waste our time explaining that. Yeah.
The other memory for me, and it does feel weird because I also don't think that the system is on its last legs yet. I think Nintendo's going to squeeze a couple more years out of it. But I really, thinking back on that system, the main thing I think about is how Nintendo kind of took what was a very shaky launch, and turned it around like in a huge way, which is funny because it's the second time in a row they did that, because the DS was exactly the same way.
Yeah,
that's
where
true.
It was just like, very shaky launch, and just somehow turned it completely around. You got to give them credit for that.
Yeah.
Word up.
There was something else I was going to say. Oh,
what's that?
Yeah, after that Nintendo Direct, I've seen a lot of people saying, why is Nintendo supporting the 3DS? I want all of these games on Switch, and I'm angry, or I'm frustrated. I'm complaining that Nintendo continues to support the 3DS. And I would just say, I mean, the Wii U was a dead platform for a long time, yet they continued making games for it when they didn't have to. And I think part of that was this seems like maybe a Nintendo only sort of business practice where they are going to care about their customer even if only a few million people bought the thing, right? Like and there's 70 million 3DSs. They're not going to completely just turn their back on that platform because the Switch exists. This isn't remember, like with the original Xbox and 360, when the 360 came out, and Microsoft just completely turned their back on the original platform. Like, it isn't something like that. And honestly, I really do respect that they're continuing to support it. I mean, obviously I want games on Switch too, but like if their main customer base is mostly younger players, and there's 70 million 3DSs out there, they should be supporting that fan base.
Yeah, it's far too big a market to abandon.
Yeah.
when there's no real, I mean, the only successor is the successor they've created, but I mean, the Switch is nowhere near that number yet. So
no. And for the younger player base, it's an expensive system to use as a portable.
Right. Yeah.
So, all right. Let's do this one from hacker alias JMill99, who says, is there a genre you typically dislike, but have a game or series you can't help but play and like within that genre? For instance, I don't really like fighters, but the Mortal Kombat games get me every time.
I enjoyed like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz.
Yeah, those are really good.
I mean,
yeah,
and I don't give a hoot about sports games.
I enjoy a lot of arcade style sports games, and I couldn't care about sports in general.
Mario Tennis Aces.
Yeah.
Again, another sports game, but I am super hyped up about that game. It looks really great. So,
Flight Sim and Pilot Wings or Sky Odyssey. Do you remember Sky Odyssey back in the PS2?
That's not really a flight sim, though. Isn't that more of a?
It was a flight sim.
I guess maybe it was
Sky Odyssey. Yeah, there was no shooting in Sky Odyssey.
Ain't no shooting. One genre that I thought I really loved, but learned years later that I wasn't really as into it as I thought I was actually strategy RPG.
Oh yeah,
and that's because of the Shining Force games. They were my introduction to that type of game, and adored the Shining Force games, but never really got into like Final Fantasy Tactics, or I got really into Vandal Hearts, the first Vandal Hearts, but other than that, like never really got into. I haven't ever been into a strategy RPG that much since.
I really like the concept of strategy RPGs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I will I'll play Fire Emblem or Final Fantasy Tactics, and I will spend like an hour or two playing them, and then just kind of go, well, that's enough.
Yeah.
I once the battles start dragging out to be like half an hour or 45 minutes to get through one battle, I'm just like, I don't have the time for this. I don't have the patience nor the time. Even though it's like I realize these are really good games and they're actually quite a bit of fun and I'm enjoying them. It's just like it's too much for me to handle.
I mean, going back to another game we already talked about tonight, I have no love for the Toys to Life type of game, but I mean, Lego Dimensions is easily one of my favorite games of all time. So,
wow. Really?
Oh yeah, I've gotten so much enjoyment out of that game. I can't believe it.
I mean, I really like Lego Dimensions. Don't get me wrong, but that is high praise, my friend.
I just I mean, it's right time and place, I guess. I get to build Lego as well, and it's fun to play with my kids. And I know it's just a Lego game, but it's just I've just really enjoyed it.
Cool.
So,
all right. Hacker alias Mathman1024 says, are there any games that you prefer to watch others play rather than play yourself? I suck at fighting games, but I love watching a skilled player go crazy on Killer Instinct or Mortal Kombat.
I could watch that in small doses for sure, but I'm not really much of a gameplay watch kind of person.
Yeah.
Speed runs, awesome games done quick. I can watch that stuff.
Yeah.
But even that, I'm selective.
Usually I have to know more about the mechanics of a game to really enjoy watching it. Like, I've watched a couple of CSGO tournaments.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always interesting, but because I'm not really that familiar with how everything goes down, I just like a lot of it flies over my head.
Right.
I do enjoy watching Overwatch and Splatoon.
But you enjoy playing those games too.
Fortnite, and I enjoy playing those games too. Yeah.
I never really got into the whole kind of let's play streaming culture where you're watching someone else play. It doesn't appeal to me really. Now again, like sitting down and watching someone do a speed run.
Yeah,
like I'm cool with that. But even watching like fighting game matches and stuff like that, I just don't get that much out of it. So
you can't sit there for hours and watch somebody play.
No. Now that said, I can watch that Daigo parry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just came up in our chat
On
too.
an endless
Daigo.
loop. Oh, did it?
Daigo versus Justin Wong. You've
Yeah,
got to watch that if you haven't already.
I can, go to YouTube, look up Daigo parry or Daigo counter. It's a clip from an Evo,
It's insane,
from several years ago. An Evo, they're playing Street Fighter 3, and I forget the guy's full name, but his first name's Daigo, and he's playing another dude in Street Fighter 3, and he's like about to lose the match. And then he pulls off like this massive string of parries
against a super move.
He's so close to being, that's right. It's a super. Yeah,
he's so close to being done that honestly, just the block damage would have killed him.
Yeah, but he, his opponent does the super move, and he parries every hit of that super move, and then counters and ends up winning the match. And it's just like the watching the skill and how long that parry.
Crazy.
Counter clock starts racking up, and then just hearing the crowd getting louder, excited with louder. Each successive parry. It's just like, it's beautiful. So
and I don't think I've played Street Fighter, that particular Street Fighter at all, or not much.
No.
Yeah, it was probably Third Strike. I'm guessing.
I never played Third Strike.
Okay,
but it was that video is great.
It was Third Strike.
Daigo Umehara.
It was Third Strike.
Our chat is telling us. Yeah. That's the gentleman's full name, the Beast, as he is called, apparently.
Indeed.
So.
All right, let's do this one from hacker alias Mr. Nelson, who says, non-Nintendo made or licensed games are not cracking the top 10 Switch sales charts in a full year since launch. So why are outlets like Polygon shocked that more games aren't being ported to Switch?
I wonder. Hashtag Greg was right.
I mean, it's a Nintendo platform, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can be shocked that the top sales charts are dominated by Nintendo's own games. That happened.
I'm not.
With every Nintendo platform
since the N64.
Yeah.
Which I
that does
remember
not mean
saying a year ago.
That does not mean, of course, that in the same breath you can't say, I want to play, South Park, the Fractured But Whole.
Yeah, but that's not you're mixing up I want with
exactly.
Why is it not happening?
right. That's exactly it. I think that's exactly what those sort of opinion pieces are doing as well. They are not necessarily looking at it from a business point of view.
Yeah.
I think
they're not.
That is why we are getting a lot of ports and sort of exploratory projects where they don't have to spend a lot of budget or manpower to get these things on that platform, right? And if those prove to be successful, like if in year 2 we see a lot of third-party games in the NPDs on Switch, that might start to turn things around. But again, historically, you look back at Nintendo platforms since the N64, and it just is very difficult.
Which is what I was saying back when the thing launched. Is that's what third parties are going to need to overcome. But the problem is that games are so expensive now that you end up dipping your toe in the water and not taking huge risks.
But the interesting thing then on the indie side, I think the developers of Blossom Tale, which is like a Link to the Past clone, sort of Zelda clone. They said that their sales on Switch have been 20x their Steam sales.
Yeah, but Steam's a wasteland now too.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So, I mean, but that's great. I mean, that's awesome, and I really hope that continues for sure. Because giving indies another outlet. But the thing is that we've already talked about this. The Switch store's getting there now too. There's a lot of
know.
crap coming out on the Switch right now.
What is that Bad Dudes thing? Did you see this?
Who
There's like a
knows?
Bad Dudes.
Well, the arcade version of Bad Dudes is coming.
It the arcade version of Bad Dudes, or
well, okay? Here's
stealing the IP, and
here's what's happened with this. Okay, so Bad Dudes, arcade classic. Bad Dudes is coming soon, coming next week to the Switch, courtesy of Johnny Turbo's Arcade.
Is that who's releasing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he Johnny Turbo, the former NEC spokesman for the Turbo Duo system, has Jonathan Brandstetter, I believe is his real name. Yeah. He started a company called Flying Tiger Entertainment.
Okay,
and they are
90s.
Yes. And he started a sub brand with that company called Johnny Turbo's Arcade. And Johnny Turbo's Arcade,
it's in jokes upon in jokes upon in jokes.
It really is. And
so that's just releasing Bad Dudes.
Yes, they are. They recently, like a couple weeks ago, released some obscure, I believe,
saw that
Data East arcade game.
I saw that,
and they got the rights to Bad Dudes, and they're releasing.
Oh, right, because Data East was selling these rights last year.
Yeah,
there was a whole. I remember going and seeing there was a website where they were literally just shopping around the rights to their games online. Mm-hmm. Cool. Wow. Okay, yes. That's what happened.
So get this though. This is where the weirdness comes into play. So so it's like, okay, there's a new company releasing retro arcade games, and they're bringing out Bad Dudes. Okay, cool. If you go to Nintendo's website, and if you track down the page for Bad Dudes,
yeah,
the screen will be completely dominated by a what looks to be a close-up shot of an arcade screen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really terrible like JPEG compression though.
It's weird.
And it looks
very weird.
Really weird.
It looks stretched too.
Yeah, and it looks stretched. And then if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see what is a screenshot of the arcade game, which you will notice looks really nothing like the big screenshot at the top of the screen.
Right. Yeah.
Like the character sprites are completely different, and the background is, not a photograph of New York City, but which is what the main image is. So what happened was Flying Tiger Entertainment, when they were coming up with assets to send out to...
They take a photograph of the marquee from the arcade game?
Oh, no. Okay. Even worse. They went on to DeviantArt.
Oh, for God's sake.
And found a piece of fan art that someone made by doing sprite edits. Because if you look at the promotional artwork on Nintendo.com.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah.
And it's, the background is very clearly just a photograph of New York City. The characters are on a semi-trailer truck that is clearly just a photograph of a trailer truck that's been colored in Photoshop. And then
I must be so happy about this.
This is amazing.
Sprites are not the sprites from Bad Dudes. They're modified sprites from like a couple different games, like Art of Fighting and like Fatal Fury, and even
that's weird.
You see the ninjas hanging on to the side of the truck.
Yes,
that is Vega from Street Fighter 2.
Okay,
but modified. So it's all these digitally, modified sprites that some fan did and put up on their DeviantArt page. Is just like, oh, look, I made kind of a sprite edit version of Bad Dudes.
But
it's okay, that's cool. But then Flying Tiger Entertainment comes in and says, yeah, that's good enough to represent our...
Well, I mean, if you're Googling Bad Dudes images and looking for a high-res something, that probably comes up.
I guess.
But I gotta say, like, I'm looking at even going and looking up Johnny Turbo's Arcade on Nintendo.com.
Yeah.
Like, every screenshot they have is crap. It all looks like 4.3 stuff that's been stretched to 16.9.
Yeah,
well,
it does.
I'm looking at Gate of Doom.
That's the
same
one
thing.
that they released a few weeks ago.
I dare say that Flying Tiger Entertainment doesn't quite have everything figured out yet.
No.
They're a new company.
Yeah.
And again, if you are the company that owns the rights to a game,
clearly
you can do this.
A bunch of Data East stuff.
You probably don't have to resort to Google to find promotional images for your game that you are releasing.
Unless you didn't get art assets when you bought the license,
which let's be honest, probably didn't.
That's true. It's true.
They could have hired an artist,
or like Greg suggested, just take a picture,
take a screenshot
take an actual screenshot from the game, or take a picture of the arcade's marquee.
That's a good point. And the arcade archives, they usually just use screenshots as the key art for all of those.
I mean, not only are you stealing artwork from some random artist on DeviantArt,
it's amazing.
But you're not even stealing original art from DeviantArt. You're stealing sprite edits from like SNK and Capcom games.
I love everything about this. That's great.
Isn't it? And it's Johnny Turbo running it. The guy from the old Turbo Duo ads back in the 90s.
Sure.
You know? The dude who used to try and convince everyone that Sega CD was trying to hypnotize children or something.
Faka?
Yeah, the evil Faka Corporation.
Faka Corporation.
Turbo Duo had the first CD game system.
Now they're trying to pull off this
some sort of weird bad dude scam.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You know what the worst part is?
What?
Is I'm going to buy that Bad Dudes next week.
Really?
Oh,
I would. I look at these screens and I'm not
I feel like
impressed.
Bad Dudes, people love it more because they remember about the game asking if you're bad enough dude to save the president, and really nothing else.
I will say this. I actually have a fair bit of nostalgia for Bad Dudes.
Do you? Okay.
We all know the whole saving President Reagan and stuff like that. And the intro and stuff. But I actually played this arcade game quite a bit back in the day.
Okay.
And I mean, it's not a good game. As far as belt scrolling beat 'em ups go, it is not one of the top tier ones. But like I said, I played it a lot. I have nostalgia for it.
I totally get it then.
Yeah, so that's why I'm getting it. But I will totally buy it. And I'm curious to see, because I didn't buy whatever
Gates of Doom.
Gates of Doom. I did not buy that, so I have no idea how Flying Tigers.
Well, at least it's only $8
emulation is or anything. Yeah,
sure, and yeah. I mean, if you have major nostalgia for it, then that's sure. Why not?
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. That's just so weird that Johnny Turbo is trying to compete with the arcade archives. People at this point, and
with Data East licenses. Nothing against Data East, but
right. But I mean, at least Bad Dudes has some name recognition.
Sure.
Who? Gates of Doom?
Yeah.
Does anyone remember that game? So, but then to muck it up so deliciously with this
hilarious.
Stolen artwork is, and it's such a bad image too. Just like, I mean, not just the image quality with all the artifacting and stuff like that. It looks, oh man, so ridiculous. What is that noise I'm hearing?
Is that noise?
What is that?
Crickets. All right.
Wait, was that a soundboard?
I needed to ask you, CJ. So, not to derail tweets here. I know we're getting close into the show, but we did a little game show thing in the post show last week, and you did not use your damn soundboard for correct answers and incorrect answers. And
I didn't, because I don't have good sound effects for that yet.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh boy.
But you know what? I've got another game for tonight that we're going to do.
Really? We're doing a post-show game?
This one It could be even better.
Is it?
I find that hard to believe.
This one.
It's going to be the same game as last week, but strip version of it.
So last week we did a game where I read reviews from EGM's review crew back from March 1998. This time it's going to be Game Fan from July 1993.
Oh man!
Oh, we gotta figure out Game Fan reviews.
That's right. And if you thought the EGM ones were hard,
I didn't.
This one is going to be real difficult. I think maybe.
I mean, between the two of us, we actually did pretty well on last week's.
You did very well. Yes.
Well, Greg did better.
Greg did better,
but I think we both did.
Oh yeah, we figured. I think there's only one we didn't know.
There was only one you didn't know.
Okay, so yeah.
So this will be a good test. And if you're a Patreon backer at the $5 a month level, you can listen to that audio via a special RSS feed that you can plug into your podcast client.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing after shows like every episode now. So.
And RSS, of course, stands for Really Stupid Show. Which is what you'll be getting for your $5.
Absolutely. Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay.
If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something that you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
Hi.
Yes.
Dropping stuff.
And you'll find Generation 16 episodes, like on Lakers versus Celtics.
Yeah, please go check that out. Hope you like what you see. It's getting a lot of positive buzz on that one. So working hard on the next episode, but that's going to be kind of on hiatus for a week because I'm going to be hanging out with CJ down in San Francisco.
That's right. It's going to be a fun time.
Nice.
On our website, you'll also find show notes for these episodes, and we'll include links to the relevant stuff that we talked about.
I gotta send a link to that Nintendo that Bad Dudes page.
Detail page. Yeah, if you're wondering what that Bad Dudes thing looks like, we'll link to that.
Oh, yeah.
The show notes.
It is something else.
Easy way.
It's weird to say
all that. Yeah. And we also have a message board where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by going to the Apple Podcast app.
Yeah.
You can also head over to the what is it? I guess the App Store.
Yeah.
There you can get the Player One Podcast iPhone application. It gives you one touch communication with us via the emails, the Twitters, the what have you. You also have all of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey, Android cell phone telephone users, the Player One Podcast iPhone application is available for your listening device as well for that same $1.99.
Also cheap.
Find that right over there at the Amazon Android Marketplace. We're also on Stitcher Radio. You can like us on Facebook. You can check out our show live most weeks on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast. I guess we're kind of doing that streaming thing.
We are. But we're
streaming ninjas.
This is what the kids like.
We are streaming ninjas.
Why isn't Drake on our show?
Yeah, that's what I wonder. He's Canadian. It's like I know him.
Drake.
I'm sure you do.
Drake. Come on.
We're hip, we're cool.
Yeah, we enjoy the youthful things.
Sure.
I don't know. Hey, and if you've liked what you've heard,
and how could you?
You can head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. It will make you feel better. It will improve your quality of life. It will net you bonus show.
That's true.
Content, the likes of which you'll never hear again.
Yep.
And that extra money goes to CJ so he can buy more fidget spinners.
There you go.
CJ's got a fidget spinner.
Right. Yeah.
What's going on there, CJ? What kind of
wackiness
is that?
Ooh.
It's Player One Podcast, your fidget spinningest show in the world.
We're just going to stream fidget spinners. Is that a thing?
Don't tell us we don't understand youth culture, because I got a goddamn fidget spinner right here.
That's right.
Okay, folks. Hey, and if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generation-16.com, where you'll find a Patreon link to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding web series. Look, between the streamings and web series, man, and
crazy.
The fidget spinners,
They're all about new media.
I shoved a Tide Pod up my bunghole.
We are all about new media.
And it's been dissolving.
This is the web 3.0.
It's been dissolving, and I'm feeling great.
We've been about the new media since it meant web TV.
Yeah. You can find that Patreon link to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding web series, Generation 16, all about North America's favorite second banana, the Sega Genesis.
Thanks, Phil. Hey,
and Greg, I'll have you know, I attempted to watch your Lakers Celtics episode, but I got bored and I ended up watching the new Infinity War trailer like 1,000 times instead.
Oh,
that's fine.
No, I'm kidding. I mean, I did watch the Infinity War trailer like 1,000 times, but I also and you know what? Going back to that previous tweet, I don't give a hoot about sports games, but it was a really interesting episode.
Thanks, man.
I actually learned quite a bit.
That is my aim.
It was presented in an entertaining fashion. So
thanks, dude. Appreciate
that. And if I close my eyes and hug a pillow, it's like I'm working with you again.
It's about the same consistency, to be honest.
Yeah. It's like
be a big pillow, but
it's like when we were both at Ziff and I would just hug you while I wrote my article.
Other. Yeah.
Yep. CJ.
I'm soft now.
Me too, my friend. Thank you, CJ.
Thank you, Phil.
Have fun at GDC.
I will.
Greg.
Yo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
I hope you also have fun at GDC.
Aw, aren't you sweet?
I am. Hey, fellas.
What
are you guys doing in October?
I don't think we're talking about that yet.
I'm just saying.
Stuff.
What are you doing?
What
are you doing? We'll see.
We'll see.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do something in October.
But you know what we're doing after the show?
Oh, we're recording. There it is.
Oh, look at that! I remember that issue.
Isn't this a great issue?
Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Zombies Ate My Neighbor on the cover.
That's right. That's where the reviews are coming from. Get ready.
Yep.
And we'll see everybody next week.
Toodaloo.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So long, everybody.